Hey girls and guys and girls. So it's pretty early in the morning, but like literally from coming out of one dream to me thinking about another dream, right? And just wanting to understand what God's been trying to say to me coming back to this dream that I had from the 16th, right? Let me read it. So I was having some party, okay? And next door said that the music's too loud. I said I want my old neighbours back, right? I found out that my mum wasn't my mum in the dream. And then when upon waking up, I was singing a song from Marizu, right? Where he turns around and he says, if my God is for me, then who shall be against me, right? And then I saw a part of the Bible upon waking up, and I was casting lots. And I woke up saying, I am not a Levite. I am not a Levite. I am an Israelite, okay? And in one video, I spoke and went into the Bible verse of Hebrews, right? But not in this one. So what he gave me as revelation from this year is that you are going to be celebrating, right, very soon. And there are going to be people, new people, who are around you are not going to be happy about how loud, okay, so to speak, you are going to be about the blessings that God has issued into your life, okay? They're not going to be happy. They're not going to like it. What I found in this part is that you are not an oath, okay, to deal with these people, okay? You do not have an oath to be in that place where you currently are, okay? He wants you in the place he has said that he needs you to be, okay? Why I say this is, right, because when I was singing, if my God is for me, then who shall be against me? I would sing it right now, but I've just woke up, right? Maybe soon I'll sing the song because I do love it, or go and look it up, okay? Because it's a good artist, a good Christian artist called Marizu, okay? Marizu. And then when I saw the Bible, he was saying to me, right, in this time, right, that's what I need to be focused on, that many of us need to be focused on. Not worrying about what people think about what he's doing in our life, okay? We are not at oath here to explain what he's doing in our life, right? It's going to show regardless. But for us to like purposely just be out there telling them, oh, this is going to happen in my life, or that's going to be happening in my life, you don't need to do that, okay? His glory will show on your life anyway, okay? It may be a little bit sad to know that there are people who are not as happy for you as you thought, okay? But the ones that are new, it's going to irritate you, okay? Because it just irritated me. I was just like, oh, I just want my old neighbours back, okay? And in the Bible, it says that you should love your neighbour, obviously, okay? But if that neighbour's not giving you love back per se, don't look at it as something that you have to try and fix, okay? There's nothing that you need to do in that situation, okay? You're not in any oath there to try and fix that or change their mind in any kind of way. Walk away, okay? Obviously, yeah, I looked in the Bible, and when I was waking up, I was casting lots, okay? So I was like, what's casting lots? And when I went into casting lots and what he's been saying to me recently about the women, which I will do in a separate video, okay, he has been saying that in this time there is a portion of land that is yours, okay? So when they was casting lots, let's just go into it. Hold on. Let's just go into it. Yeah. That name at the top, Zelophehad. That's important too, but we'll go and do that in a second. So casting lots in the Bible. Okay. Casting of lots is mentioned 47 times in the Bible. Some examples in the Hebrew Bible of the casting of lots as a means of determining God's will. In the book of Leviticus 16:8, God commanded Moses and Aaron shall cast lots upon the two goats, one lot for the Lord and the other lot for the scapegoat, okay? And then there was another one that I looked at. What was the practice of casting lots, okay? So I'm going to go into that one. I think it was that one, yeah. that I went into, okay? And then it got me the name that we just saw at the top of my search list. All right, so the practice of casting lots is mentioned 70 times. In the other one it said 40 something to me, but such is life. We have to go and do our own investigating to figure that one out, okay? But it says it was mentioned 70 times in the Old Testament and 7 times in the New Testament. In spite of the many references to casting lots in the Old Testament, nothing is known about the actual lots themselves. They could have been sticks or various lengths, flat stones like coins, or some kind of dice, but their exact nature is unknown. The closest modern practice to casting lots is likely flipping a coin. Okay, the practice of casting lots occurs most often in connection with the division of the land under Joshua chapters 14:21, a procedure that God instructed the Israelites on several times in the book of Numbers. So here, this is where he had me look, because it says instructed the Israelites. And remember in the dream I said, I am not a Levite, I am an Israelite, okay? And the casting of lots. So then I looked into Numbers 26:55. But the land shall be divided by lot according to the names of the tribes of their fathers, they shall inherit, okay? And then this one, you shall inherit the land by lot according to your clans. To a large tribe you shall give a large inheritance, and to a small tribe you shall give a small inheritance. Wherever the lot falls for anyone, that shall be his, according to the tribes of your fathers. You shall, fathers. Sorry, guys. Where are we? You shall inherit, right? Yeah, so that was just the last part there. Which one did I just go into? That was 3:54. Next one. Moses commanded the people of Israel, saying, This is the land that you shall inherit by lot, which the Lord has commanded to give to the 9 tribes and to the half tribe. Next one. They said, The Lord commanded my Lord to give the land for inheritance by lot to the people of Israel. And my Lord was commanded by the Lord to give the inheritance of Zelophehad, our brother, to his daughters. Okay? Right, so you seen that name there that I looked up. God allowed the Israelites to cast lots in order to determine his will for a given situation. Yeah, we're not going to continue to read the rest of that. I'm going to go and take you into Zelophehad. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm absolutely terrible with this whole name thing, but it is what it is, okay? Right, so Zelophehad, daughters of Zelophehad. The daughters of Zelophehad were 5 sisters: Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tizad, mentioned in the biblical book of Numbers. And then I went into, which one did I go into? Did I just go into this? I'm going to get some description. I don't think it was this one. It's got too much blue writing. It was more, yeah, I think I did this. Okay. So we're going to get the description of this now, okay? So this is where he's talking to his daughters, okay? And this is why it was important through the dream and what he was saying. So in brief, according to God's original decree, the promised land was to be apportioned according to the number of names of members of the second generation, since only men were counted in the census. Zelophehad's 5 daughters would be left without an inheritance. When they appeal this regulation, God agrees to implement their proposal. My nose is itching. The story of the 5 daughters of Zelophehad provides legitimation of a limited right of Israelite women to inherit land. It also places specific marriage restrictions upon any woman who inherit under this right. The story celebrates women's boldness and at the same time offers comfort for men who have the misfortune from the Bible's androcentric point of view to have no sons. The article, the story of the 5 daughters of Zelophehad, provides legitimation of a limited right of Israelite women to inherit land. It also places specific... Oh, did I go too fast? Where am I? Why did it do that to me? Specific marriage restrictions upon any woman who inherit under this right. The story celebrates women's boldness and at the same time offers comfort for men who have the misfortune. I did read that already, so I'm doing it again. The Bible's androcentric, come on, boy, it's early, disgrace point of view to have no sons. Zelophehad has 5 daughters: Mala, Noah, Mogla, Milcah, and Tirzah. He has no sons. Zelophehad is part of the generation of Israelites who departed from Egypt under Moses' leadership and died during the 40 years in the wilderness. His 5 daughters belong to the new generation that would enter and possess the promised land. Their mother is never mentioned. According to God's decree, the promised land is to be apportioned according to the number of names of members of the second generation counted in the census recorded in Numbers 26. Since only men were counted in the census, however, Zelophehad's daughters would be left without an inheritance. Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah come forward to appeal this regulation, stating their case in front of the sacred tent of meeting in the presence of Moses, Eleazar, the priests, the leaders, and indeed the whole community. Numbers 27 and 2. They argue that their father's name, lineage, should not be cut off from his clan just because he had no son, and that they should be permitted to inherit his land portion in order to avoid his potential injustice to their father's name and property. The story presumes a culture that recognizes a connection between landholding and preservation of a male name in a family lineage. Moses consults God and God announces... Why is my phone messing me about? Hold on. Did you see that jump then? Oh my goodness. Moses consults God and God announces the decision to Moses. The proposal of the daughters of Zelophehad is to be implemented. 5:7 Joshua. The text then moves beyond the particular case to report God's further regulation for order of inheritance. When there are no sons, daughters shall have first inheritance rights, followed by other male relatives in a set sequence. This argument is similar to the story of Achsah, who asks for and receives some of her family's land and water resources. 1 Chronicles 2:4-9, Joshua 15:16-19, Judges 1:9-15. Later on, the male relatives of the Manassite clan, to which Zelophehad belonged, recognize what to them appears to be a large loophole in this ruling. This appeal to Moses is recorded in Numbers 36. Okay, you can continue to read on the rest of this if you need to. Okay, but that's just me going into it to show you that you see this part in the dream here, right? It says I saw a part of the Bible upon waking up, right, and casting lots and saying, I am not a Levite, I am an Israelite. Okay, these women had to fight for their dad's name. Okay, their father died in the wilderness and his land was going to be taken over by others. Okay, and they had to fight and say, no, this cannot happen just because he doesn't have any sons, right? They had to battle. They had to make it be known that they are still Israelites, they are still his lineage, and they are deserving of that land. Okay, he's saying, do not forget that is the promise that he has for you. Okay, from your forefathers, okay, from who was before you, the things that were promised to them that they didn't acquire have been passed down to you. Okay, you are the one who is going to reap the reward of the benefits, okay, that many of them bypassed, okay, so to speak. The people who died in the wilderness, right, were promised God's promise before. Okay, he says many have called but few are chosen. Okay, paraphrased it a little, right? And the people who were before you were called, okay, but they didn't go through and inherit the land that God has for you, right? You have to stand firm in knowing that that's your land, okay? Where you currently are right now, If you're coming up against opposition and people who do not believe in the gift that you have been promised by God, right? You are not supposed to be there. It's not for you, right, to put yourself in position to argue this fact with anyone, okay? It's not for you to worry about. Come away from that, right? And have the realization of who you are. Do you know who you are, okay? And this is asking, do you know who you are and who he has called you to be and the promises that he has given you? Do you know that these promises are yours to have? Okay. Are you going to claim what is yours, or are you going to allow for the enemy to come in and swoop it away from you? What are you going to do? Are you going to stand when it's time for you to stand, okay, and claim that yes, you are indeed an Israelite, but not a Levite? You will not be left out, okay? You will not be left out. When the casting of lots is happening, you are going to take your share because it is yours to have, and nobody shall take that away from you, okay? The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Remember that. And he will use whoever he can to try and get in the way, okay? He will do that. The enemy is crafty. He is a liar, okay? He will also have you almost believing that what you heard was not right, okay? God is saying right now, stand up, claim who you are, and claim your lot. Okay, claim what is yours. Do not allow for them to come and take it from you. You need to stand tall. You need to be courageous. You need to speak up. Okay, if these women, right, Zelophehad's daughters didn't stand up and claim that land would have been given away to someone else. Do not allow for your land, right, and what God has for you to be given to someone else. Okay, it's serious out here in these streets. Okay, he says, if my God is for me, then who shall be against me? Know who your father is, okay, and know what he has said to you and what he has spoken to you. It's time for you to go and possess your land. Do not allow for your land to be possessed by anyone else, okay? Because the enemy is out here trying to take away from God's children. Do not allow for him to do such. Put your foot down where it needs to be put down. What is yours, okay? He comes in like a flood. When he comes in like that flood, God is going to raise up a standard against him, okay? And your enemy. So know that, okay? Know who your father is, okay? Know what you are doing. Know that there are people who are around you who are not going to be happy for you, okay? They are not going to want to hear how loud it's going to be, but they are going to have no choice because they are going to see it, okay? So don't get disheartened. Don't be saddened by these things, because it's likely that those things have been around you for the longest time. Sometimes people are just around you to see exactly what's going on in your life, okay? So that they can either talk about it, destroy it, or whatever else, okay? And you have to come to terms with those things and having an understanding that not everybody is for you, okay? Even though you have God with you, and who can be against you, trust me, they will still try, okay? It says, no weapon that is formed against me shall ever prosper. It didn't say that no weapons would be formed, okay? And those weapons can so much as be your friends and family, okay? Quote unquote. We're going to talk truths out here, and we don't care who likes it and who don't. It's the truth, okay? You got to stand and take what's yours. Anywho, before I start getting all preachy on this thing, I hope that whoever this message is for, okay, like for the whole lot of us, we got to know to stand, all right? Even me included, because I can get soft sometimes, but softly isn't doing it sometimes, okay? You have to take back by force. When the enemy comes to try and take you, got to take back. Stand your ground. Put your foot down. Stomp on it. You understand? This is mine's. You cannot have it. It's a godly aggression we're gonna come with, okay? Anywho, have a great morning for me as well. Afternoon, evening, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Ciao, Bella.